Welcome to the Battlefield Show. I am Scott Gibson, your Commander-in-Chief, guiding you through the battlefield of life. You know what you're here for. No more messing about. Stick the tape in, hit the track, onwards! Episode 3. Booyah! Episode 3 of the Battlefield Show. Welcome, rascals, to another... What lies ahead? Who knows? Eh? Who knows? How the fuck have you been? I've been alright. Just alright. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's no best. It's just been alright this week. Although I've got a Kit Kat chunky in front of me, so I mean, how bad can life be when you've got a Kit Kat chunky? Why Nestle, who are the creators of the wonderful Kit Kat range, why they are unable to make a 4-finger Kit Kat chunky, to make a large Kit Kat offering to the people, is beyond me. Because let's be honest, all confectionery, not just from the Nestle range, is shrinking. I've never seen Mars bars as small as current times. Maybe that's what Extinction Rebellion should be protesting against: the decline in size of confectionery in this country, and also the amount of crisps you get in a packet. That's a movement I could get behind. You seen this program? It's on Snack Wars. Is that what it's called? Snack Wars? It's on after Bake Off. And they have professional chefs recreate like a high street product. So week 1 it was Kit Kats. I think that was week 1. Anyway, the ones that I've seen, one was a Kit Kat and one was a Whopper. So they basically go to Kit Kat HQ, a panel of Kit Kat judges, and each time the panel just looks like all the boring cunts that are in the office, like people who have got perfect attendance, never talk back to the gaffer. Arse kissers. It's a panel of arse kissers. And then these Michelin star chefs have to recreate the item by only taste, so they don't get to know what the hidden ingredient is. And they made a Kit Kat, and they spectacularly fucked this Kit Kat up. I've never seen a Kit Kat. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could make a Kit Kat in the house. These fuckers are Michelin starred, as high as you can go in the cooking game, and the fuckers can't make a Kit Kat. And then the Whopper bastards, oh dear God. The problem with the one with the Whopper is they're all talking about like cuts of meat, They're saying, well, if you make a burger, you might want to take some of the chunk and then a bit of flank or a bit of skirt, just to add some more fatty notes in there. Mate, you're making a Whopper, right? You're making a Whopper. You're not making a burger that you're selling in your London restaurant for 30 quid. You're making a Whopper. We don't even know if it's meat. And then the best bit is when they go to the fucking Whopper factory. Let's remember, it's a factory! I mean, that alone should fucking tell you what's going on. They don't say, let's go to the Whopper kitchen where we make the burgers. It's a fucking factory. And then the guy says, we only have 100% cuts of beef in here. Now, you explain to me, mate, how you can take that bucket of meat, what process you put it through, so when it comes out, it looks like that wee fucking pink disc of despair. Apparently, according to Mr. Whopper, imagine that was his name, Mr. Whopper, as they mince the meat in quotation marks 3 times. He's a thrice mincer when it comes to his meat. which gives it that unique Whopper texture. And then they batter its cunt in, freeze it, and send it off to the many Burger King emporiums around the UK. Now, I worked for Burger King. One of my first jobs was Burger King, and I lasted one shift. And then I left the hellhole, which was Hillington Burger King. Oddly enough, and here's the most fucked up bit, that Burger King is still there. And here is the even more fucked up bit. I have since returned to that Burger King and bought food and consumed it, even though I know the horror that lives behind the Iron Curtain. That's how fucked up life is. But that's what it all comes down to, price. That's what these fuckers don't talk about. People always go, why do you have a McDonald's? Because it's like fucking $1.50 for a burger. Or a quid. There's things I can get for £1. It's open 24 hours and it's late. But my experience at Burger King was a family came in. They were a bit cunty. I always think, not that I condone any of the actions, but I always think especially if you're mixing with food or some form of customer service, if you have to have an interaction with another human, there's one question you should ask yourself straight away. Is this person on minimum wage? And if the answer is yes, that should dictate the next way in which you engage with that person. Maybe then ask yourself the question, do they look as though they give a fuck or take pride in their work? And if the answer to that is no, then you need to tread very, very lightly. So this family came in, kicked off, getting a bit cunty. I was on the chicken station, responsible for chicken sandwiches. So I would take them from the frying basket after they've been cooked, dump them in some kind of sweat box where they are then stored in this plastic fucking sweat tray until some poor bastard orders one, and then I fuck it on a sub roll with some lettuce and mayo, wrap it, stick it in the wee slide, and you put it in your face, none the wiser. But on this occasion, when I was putting them together, someone came up to me and asked me what I was doing. I said, I'm making the chicken sandwiches. No, I think I was like 15 at the time. I want to say 16, round about that age. Can you work at 15? I don't know. Whatever age it was, you can work it. I was working. And the dirty fuckers took the chicken out of the basket, stuck it in the mop bucket, and then put it back in the fryer. Now, there may be a doctor or a scientist or someone who is clued up in this kind of stuff. I imagine if you stuck it in the mop bucket and then back in the fryer, it would burn off any, mop bucket flavour. But I still wouldn't want to be eating after that. Made our burgers, and then we sat from the safety of the kitchen and watched these poor bastards tuck into their chicken mop bucket dinner, and they ate the whole thing and then left. And I imagine then fought over the one toilet in the house as someone took a shit in the garden and maybe somebody shat in the sink in the kitchen. Don't fuck with anybody who works in fast food, man. I never know. I don't ever complain. Ever. Even if I have a shit dinner, I do not complain. I just think I will never be back there. Because we're now past the point where even if, it used to be a case where if you would say to someone, they'd come over and go, how was your meal? And you go, do you know what, that wasn't actually that good. They go, we will take that off the bill. They don't do it anymore. They just go, right, okay. Because they don't give a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck anymore about you as a consumer. Nobody gives a fuck. So yes, Burger King, one shift, and then up the fucking road. Lovely wee weekend there, up in Aberdeen. Stayed in a fucking amazing hotel, man, in Aberdeen. Took a tour manager up. Me and the missus and the tour manager went up to Aberdeen for the gig, just to get away for the night. And I was going to stay near the venue And he did the usual, we do accept dogs, but it's only guide dogs. And I was like, well, I can see your prices online, so go take a fuck to yourself. I still don't understand why hotels just don't let dogs in. They're fucking no hassle, right? They make less mess and less noise than some children, so let my dog in. But I found a lovely hotel, Sandman Signature it was called, and fuck me, it was an absolute beauty. A lot of the time if you're travelling, some venues will give you a hotel, sometimes you get your own space, depending on what you're doing, especially if I'm on tour. I will say to my agent, just book the cheapest hotel there is, because it's fucking your old dad's paying for it. Know what I mean? But this one was an absolute belter. Sometimes, you see pictures of hotels online when you book it, and then you turn up and you go, oh, those pictures were taken one day after it opened, and it opened 32 years ago. I understand. And now it is in a state of utter horror. But this was a cracker, man. I need to find out where hotels buy their beds from, because this bed, it is easily the biggest fucking bed I've ever stayed in my life. Me at one end, Mrs. at the other. You could get 3 people in the middle. I mean, you're talking roll over twice, stretch out the arm, and you're still not touching each other. It was unbelievable, the bed. That's the kind of bed I want in the house. A massive, giant, novelty fucking bed. But I shout out to the Sandman Signature. I mean, Sandman Signature sounds like some kind of serial killer for like the 80s in the States. It sounds like I could put on one of these cold case files on Netflix and there would be a documentary about Sandman Signature. One of the most brutal killers in American history. Chased over state lines by the FBI. I don't know what accent that is. Sandman Signature. If you're ever in Aberdeen, check out Sandman Signature. Tell me your old dad sent him. I mean, not that that'll make any difference. Also, the breakfast, man. Oh my god. No, we want to watch in the breakfast. We were going to go down. The tour manager started his howling carry on as if, don't leave me, you bastards, I want breakfast. So we did a kind of tandem breakfast situation, so the wee man had somebody with him. And oh my god, what a breakfast. Delicious. Sandman Signature. If you're in Aberdeen, check it out. Right, what has been happening this week, man? Extinction Rebellion. It is in the news. They are taking over London, apparently. It's got a wee bit exciting on Thursday morning when they tried to take over some tube trains, and it kicked off a bit. Now, I mean, I'm not laughing, right, at a hippie getting battered, but whoever is coordinating Extinction Rebellion, they need to just, do you know what? Just Google, right? You've all got iPhones, you've all got smartphones, you've all got laptops. We've seen the pictures, right? Just Google a quick Google search on these places that you're thinking about doing it, because you don't go to the scummy bits, right? Because here's the thing that you don't realise. Those people are on your side. You know, they sympathise. If you interview a few London scumbags that are like, oh, what, governor? Oh, these fucking people, we're killing the planet, mate. I can't even get fucking a pine eagle anymore. Fucking, fuck me, governor. They're fine until you fuck with them. Right? They're on your side until you fuck with them. Now, if you go to their gaff and you fucking super glue yourself to a train, or you get in the roof, guess what? They're not going to go, oh my god, it's fantastic what the kids are doing. They will rip your glued hand from a fucking train and drag you from a roof and kick your cunt in because they need to get to work. These aren't the people that can phone up and go, you're not going to believe this, Extinction Rebellion taking over the tube. I'm just going to take a duvet day, or I'll dial in and work from home. Because they're fucking cleaning hussies. Tradesmen. Most of the fuckers on, if you've ever been to London, right, and if you've had the unfortunate situation where you need to travel in the morning, you'll be sitting there going, I really hope this guy's a joiner, Because if no, there's a fucking nutter sitting with a bag of hammers across from me. This is how tradesmen get about London. And like I says, they need to be at work on time. Even if they went in and went, I'm very sorry, there was a protest and they held the train up, you're fired. They don't care. They will fuck you up. The guy who get... Here's my thing this morning, right? I watched it on BBC News, and I'll be honest, when it first went on, and I saw the guy on the roof of the tube, and they dragged him off and then started battering him, right? I did say to the missus, I was like, fucking hell, man, that's a bit heavy, right? Now, if you watch that full clip online, and the classic BBC, I mean, as soon as I saw it, I went, I'm no surprised. Before, just at the point where they edit it, where it cuts in, somebody tries to reach up to get the guy, and the guy on top of the tube volleys him, man, like full force fucking boss shite, kicking the chops. Now, even I think if I was a bystander going, don't grab the guy off the roof, if he then give somebody a goal kick to the face, you're like, all bets are off, mate. No, you're getting dragged off. I'd love to have, like, that is the Extinction Rebellion equivalent of, like, a suicide bomber. Do you know what I mean? That's what that is. You imagine the bald ISIS sitting in the cave going, right, listen, we need some cut. You're not going to like this, but look, we've got a bit of Semtex. Margaret's managed to sew a few pouches into the fucking hijabs. We're going to pack it full, and one of you brave soldiers is going to walk into a designated area and fucking Robert's your feathers, brother. Pop, your socks are coming off. Now, we all know that we're here for the cause and the greater good. What one of you fuckers is going to step forward? Silence. Do we need to put names in a hat? Silence. Because nobody really wants to blow themselves up. And that's going to be the equivalent of the fucking Extinction Rebellion. You know, they're all gathered in the yurt. And the guy said, right, listen, we're going to upstep the game now, and we're going to take the message to the people. We need someone to go and superglue themselves to a tube in Camden Town. Silence! The bold Finlay and Sebastian sitting at the back going, did he say Camden Town? But that's where scum people live. Oh, Sebastian, I didn't sign up for this. I know, Finlay. I thought it would be a bit of hummus, shagging fucking dirty women, you know, bit of interpretive dance. Maybe we'd talk and put together a wee manifesto. Maybe we'd screen print some t-shirts, but now it's getting serious. It's getting serious. And some fucker steps forward. I'll do it. I've had combat training when I travelled through South America, you know. I learned the warrior dance. Gets himself on top of a tube. Some painter and decorator for Bethnal Green's like that. Oh, you fucking cunt. And then he's battered. The rebellion has fallen. I mean, the world's dying, right? We all know that. Or do we know that? I don't know. You don't want to see people getting battered, right? But at the same time, you know, if that boy had been shouting something else on top of that tube train instead of fucking Extinction Rebellion, I imagine the police would have put two in his chest and you wouldn't have heard about it, you know? I think they lose a lot of sympathy when people kind of, like, ambulances kind of get through. We've seen that with some of the bridges getting shut down or police being called up. What I don't get is this constant rhetoric of London being a mental town, right? London's a mental town. People are getting attacked every day. There's gangs all over London. So you're telling me you're a young gang sitting in a hut going, there's a fucking couple of thousand hippies down at Trafalgar Square. You're not going to go and cause a ruckus. I think Extinction Rebellion, they need to up the message, right? They need to get a bit more serious. I think that they're not willing to accept that the way to respond to the world is to become a bit more violent, right? I think they need to have some kind of demonstration in Trafalgar Square. Maybe there's like a 50-man moving wave, you know, a beautiful interpretive dance piece talking about the decline of the ocean. Maybe they have some people dressed as pieces of plastic, right? Plastic bottles, straws, who emerge from the sea of blue to depict the plastic levels in the ocean. And then the seas part to reveal the environment minister, and then they fucking behead the cunt. That's what Extinction Rebellion need. A few beheading videos. Right? Fucking, that's when ISIS was at the top of their game. Fucking beheading. And then the beheading videos stopped and suddenly nobody's up board anymore, you know? That's what Extinction Rebellion need. They need to take the environment minister into the middle of Trafalgar Square and fucking saw the cunt's head off with a sharp bit of sourdough. Oh, the rebellion, man. Good luck to yous, is what I'm saying. Good fucking luck to yous. I have noticed a lot of the Extinction Rebellion videos from around the world. Yet to see any in China. Just putting that out there. Huh? One of the biggest polluters in the world. Yet to see anybody in Bangkok fucking super gluing themselves to trains. Huh? It's alright when it's London, New York. You know? People, you'll get coverage. Yet to see any Bangkok Extinction Rebellion videos. Maybe they'll come. Who knows? It is now the middle, I suppose we can say, of October, and already I am seeing selection boxes and other Christmas items in the shops, which I think is disgusting. I actually had to do a double take the other day, and I think it was Asda, when it was almost a whole row of selection boxes, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I actually looked at my phone because I thought, fucking hell, I've been asleep for 2 months. How soon do we need to get these fucking things into the shops? And am I out of touch? Like, am I wrong here? Like, are you meant to buy selection boxes in October? Is that when you're meant to get them? Because I don't know how. It's been a hell of a time since I bought a selection box. Obviously, because I'm an adult, so a wee square of chocolate isn't cutting it anymore. So if I want chocolate, I'll buy chocolate. But why? What is the need? I mean, we've not even had Halloween yet, or bonfire night. But yet we've got Christmas stuff. I've yet to see a Christmas. I think once the Christmas adverts start on the television, that'll be the end of it. My nieces also are getting a bit older, man, so I've only got a couple more years of getting good Christmas presents, you know, as in me buying good Christmas presents, because when they're young it's still fun. So they're a couple of years off of going, Uncle Scott, can we get an iPad? I'm like, get yourself to fuck. So it's quite nice, the new, being able to go to B&A Bargains. Spend fucking 30 quid B&A Bargains and get him a whole haul of Christmas presents. But I couldn't believe it, man, when I saw a selection box the other day in the shop, man. I was like, what the fuck is happening? It doesn't feel as if Bonfire Night's getting much of a promo this year. Don't know if we're shutting down on the old back garden bonfire nights. We've not really had much of an incident. It's probably because fucking millennials and young kids just don't give a fuck now. They probably just sit on their phone and, God, I'm talking like I'm a 70-year-old man. It used to be a thing when, you know, like the old casualty programs. Some fuckers opens up, opening scene, back garden, bonfire party, everybody's happy, you know, half-cooked fucking baked toddy. Kids with sparklers, no gloves on, you're like, oh, that's going to cause issues. And then some fucking mad stepfather, like, oh, Dave, he's stuck the rocket instead of a bottle of milk. What? Glass bottle of milk collapses, rocket, straight in the kitchen, whiskers up like a Roman candle. Doesn't happen so much anymore. I don't know the last time I saw or heard of a child burning their fingers on sparklers. We used to get rockets all the time, man. Fucking throw them at each other. Bangers. Throw bangers at each other. What happened to you? We used to put a banger in a glass bottle of cider, screw the top on, and then stand around it and let the glass bottle explode. Fun times, you know? Character building. New Waynes are just sitting in the house playing Fortnite, waiting for Christmas so they can open the selection boxes. Dirty fat bastards. One thing I watched this week, excuse me, I'm going to take a wee sip of my coffee as well. Oh, it's a good coffee, man. El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie. What can I say about El Camino? First of all, when I heard there was a Breaking Bad movie coming out, I was excited. I thought, good stuff. Let's see where it goes. Is it going to go jump back and forward? Is there a storyline in the film they're going to pick up? What's going to happen? And then when I heard it was going to be about Jesse, I thought, oh dear God, no, why, no. I hated Jesse's character in the show. I know some people loved him and, oh, he's meant to be honest and we're meant to feel sorry for him. Fuck off. And El Camino just highlights how shit a character Jesse was. It's not only one of the worst films that I've watched. It's one of... I've never felt as robbed of my time as I did watching El Camino. And I have seen people post on social media like, oh, we're waiting to watch this, or I can't wait to have the time to watch it. I'm going, you have no idea how angry and annoyed you're going to be at yourself for even building this up in your mind. It is an absolute pile of shite. It's what they've done is they've taken one of the classic episodes of Breaking Bad where fuck all happens for 40 minutes and then the last 3 is exciting, and they've taken that and they've stretched it over 2 and a bit hours. But this time, to make it a little bit different because it's a film, fuck all happens for the full movie. And then when it does end, you're like, am I watching Dexter? It is shit beyond shit. So many questions watching it, and no questions like, you know, why did that happen? It's things like, how the fuck did he manage to shoot that cunt when he couldn't shoot a target 1 foot? It's just, it's the most bollocks film ever. There's nothing in it that's exciting. There's nothing in it that, you know, shocks you. It's just shit. And then when it ends, if you're watching it alone, you know, you'll probably have a few expletives. But if you're watching with someone else, you'll turn to them and go, is that it? That is it. But thankfully, that's it put to bed. So we don't ever have to see that bloody character ever again. If you have not watched El Camino, I can't put into words how much you should just avoid it. You don't need it in your life. It'll just make you angry. If anything, it'll probably make you question Breaking Bad itself. I loved Breaking Bad when it was on, but it's one of the things I've never gone back to watch. I've watched The Sopranos more times than I want to admit to, but I've never once gone back to watch Breaking Bad. At the time, it was an incredible show. But I think because it felt as though it went on for such a long time, and it did start to feel as though you got used to that rhythm of nothing happening for 80% of the show and then a wee blast at the end. You could probably, somebody could probably edit Breaking Bad to the last 5 minutes of every episode, watch that, and you would understand all 5 series. But El Camino, I can't say it enough. Avoid this fucking show, man. It was absolute garbage. Garbage! Right, let's do my Alba. Let's do some facts about Scotland. That's it.
Doesn't it make you proud to be Scottish?
Right, this time, facts of our great nation, Scotland. A fact was actually sent in by the wonderful David Exley on Facebook. David, thank you for getting in touch. This is a fact that I knew, and I imagine a lot of you listening will know, but we'll put it out there anyway because I think, again, it's something the world needs to know about Scotland. And David has rightly said that the chicken tikka masala, a dish that we all love, was invented in Glasgow. And you're right, David, it was. I don't know what year it was invented. All I know is apparently it was in the 70s. Now, I think, if I'm right in saying, there are 2 restaurants in Glasgow that claim to have invented it around about the same time, right? I don't know if it was a family war. I don't know if somebody was fucking dipping these, tikka masala where they shouldn't have been. I don't know. But apparently, the gentleman's name, Ali Ahmed Aslam, fucking legend, who owned the Shish Mahal restaurant in Glasgow, created a sauce from condensed tomato soup. And he added some spices after a customer complained his chicken was too dry. And this evolved into the nation's favourite dish. So thanks to some uppity Glaswegian bam who went, "Here mate, your chicken's a fucking dry." Know what I mean? He says, "Dry you cunt, I'll fucking dry you. Bosh, get that tin of soup open. Fucked it on top. Bit of spice. How'd you like them apples?" He's like, "Hey mate, this is fucking brilliant. What'd you call this?" He went, chicken tikka masala. Chicken tikka masala! Invented in the 70s in Glasgow. So, I mean, really, fucking tikka masala is probably up there with haggis as being a national dish of Scotland, especially if it was invented in Glasgow. So we should all go to the Shish Mahal for a night out and go, "Mate, we'll have the original, the OG, from the OG. Is Big Ali still in the kitchen? Fucking crack the soup open." A follow-up fact, obviously we know from episode 1 that the national animal of Scotland is a unicorn. But what I didn't know is the reason why it was picked as the national animal. And it is because, get this, the unicorn is the enemy of the lion. And the lion is the symbol of England. Oh! So there you go. That's why we've got a unicorn. Because we hate the English. You know what? See that sums up why we've got the unicorn. It's typical fucking Scottish pettiness, man. That's us in a nutshell. The unicorn is us in a nutshell. We're having the lion, noble beast, king of the jungle, will be the emblem and the national animal of England. Right, fucking lads, here, gathering, right? They fucking bosh fucking nonsense down there. I've got a lion, right? What is the end? What can kick fuck out a lion? A weasel. Shut up, Stevie. I'm telling you, weasels are fucking mental, mate. I'm telling you, man, tooled up. See a weasel, tooled up, right? Hear me out. No, hear me out. See if you get a weasel, right, and tooled the cunt up and put it in a box with a lion, mate. Lion when it's done a chance, man. Fucking slice and dice the cunt. Then some fucker pipes up. Do you know what lions hate, mate? Unicorns. No way, Derek. I'm telling you, man. I was out there day, right? Down fucking Castlemilk High Street. And there was a lion coming out of the fucking Queen's Head pub, right? And this unicorn's like, "Oh, you cunt. Where's my dig money?" And then fucking lion shot it, mate. Unicorns. Scottish national anthem, unicorn, because it is the enemy of the lion. Right, let's go for one more fact. Well, I know something about this. There is a mountain called the Demon's Penis. Why? It's called, you need to excuse this pronunciation. Its Gaelic name is Bod an Demahan. Fucking demigorgons. which means penis of the demon, but it was more politely translated into English as the devil's point. Well, it's a fucking the devil's bobby. I also know there's a place in Scotland called the Devil's Beef Tub. Whatever the fuck that is. There's some mad places in Scotland, man. I think Scotland must be like one of the most like religious spots in the world. I've thought this for a long time, that the amount of stuff like you go back in time with like witches and like religious artifacts that are found off of like tiny wee islands and a lot of stuff that went on here, man. Like Scotland must be one of the most religious places in the world, without a doubt. Why is it called the demon's penis? I don't know. I'm looking at a picture of it now. It just looks like a hill. Looks like a hill. You know? I don't know if this back in the day when people are drinking their homebrew in the croft. They're out there nut one night and they're like, "Here, Hector, I think that looks like a fucking Bobby the Devil." And then the name just sticks. I don't know. I just know that there is a place, a mountain in Scotland called the Demon's Penis. So if you're coming to Scotland, not only can you have the OG chicken tikka masala, but you can also visit the Demon's Penis. That's what should be in the tourist board. None of this when you arrive at the airport. Welcome to the best small country in the world. It should be welcome at home with a chicken tikka masala. And don't forget to visit the Demon's Penis. Right, there's your Scotland facts for this episode. Thank you to everybody who got in touch. Also, let me just say thank you so much to everybody who has listened to the first 2 episodes. It's meant a great deal. I'm still a bit awkward doing these. You know, as we're only 3 episodes in, all right. So give yourself a break, big man. But I want to keep these coming every week. So every single Monday, a brand new episode will be out. And as they go on, I'll get more used to kind of doing this on my own. And like I said, there may be occasions when I have guests or I do some interviews or do some other stuff. I've got a few ideas coming up. I'm trying to get something just in the diary for another comic that I'd like to kind of talk to, whether it's an interview or an episode. I don't really know, but try to get that together. So yeah, there's some exciting stuff coming up. So you know, just stick with me. All right, but thanks. Thanks for listening. The show is available on SoundCloud, on Spotify, iTunes, Acast, Stitcher, and YouTube as well. If you go on and you listen to it on iTunes or you listen to it on Spotify, if you can, please give it a wee review. It helps it move up these charts and just get seen. If you are on SoundCloud or YouTube, and even if you're not, if you can go to those pages and subscribe to the channel, that will help things be seen as well. So I'm trying to build the YouTube channel. I've got some plans for another couple of things coming up as well. But all the podcasts are available on there, and SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, that kind of thing. But thank you to everyone who has listened. If you have enjoyed it, please share it. Ask your friends to listen. Get their phone, go to their podcast browser, whatever they use, find the podcast and let them subscribe to it so that you can share it. That's the best way to help me grow the show and grow the channel. But thank you to everyone who got in touch with questions. I have got some questions left over from previous episode that weren't answered, and I think what I'm going to do is, because so many of you are sending in questions, the ones that I don't get a chance to answer on the podcast, I'll kind of clump them together, and then I'll do like a wee extra one that I'll stick out during the week just to keep you sticking over with the questions that have been asked. So let's just dive straight in here. Paul Thompson has got in touch on Instagram. I am at Big Scott Gibson on Instagram, and he says, "Can you answer why Dundee spent £1 million on a shite museum?" Paul, I can't. I have absolutely no idea why they did this. Now, that part of Dundee, if you've ever been to Dundee, it's an amazing city, man. It's a wonderful city, and I am desperate to get back up there to do the tour show. I've been to the Dundee Rep a few times. I am trying to get some dates organised with them. To be honest, the first protocol will be the Rep, just because I absolutely love it. I think it's a beautiful theatre. But if we kind of get something sorted with them soon, because their diary is a fucking nightmare, then it looks like it's going to need to be the Gardyne Theatre. But also a beautiful space. But I will be back to Dundee in 2020. A couple of people have asked recently when I'm going to be bringing the tour show up there, so we will get a date organised for next year. But Paul has asked why they spent £1 million on I imagine the V&A. Now, I've got fucking no idea. I haven't been to the V&A. My mother has been. And from what I can understand, it's like a fucking conference centre. I don't even know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. Is it a museum? What's in the museum? What is it? Fuck knows. Scotland's Design Museum. That's what it is. Apparently it has welcomed 830,000 visitors in its first year to the V&A in Dundee, and 829,500 of them were bitterly disappointed. Now, I don't think anybody can argue that it's stunning from the outside. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, in a city like Dundee, where I imagine poverty figures are still high, you know, people are struggling daily, do they really need to spend over £1 million to build a fucking museum? Now, I know people will argue all these things like, oh, it attracts business and it attracts money to the city, but does that money then reach the right places? I don't know. That part of Dundee, if you've ever been to Dundee in the past, the change to the front is spectacular. But does it need the V&A? I don't know. I mean, these art things, it seems to be in Scotland anyway, and this is just my opinion, but I think a lot of the stuff that is invested in the arts is the kind of the more wanky side of art. Do you know what I mean? That just normal punters don't get. Just don't get it, man. You know, like you walk around some of these studios that are inside these places, or you walk around like, you know, the V&A, and you're like, I don't know what fucking half of this bollocks is. Is it maybe interesting, or maybe it's put across in a way that doesn't engage with normal people? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that £1 million could have been spent in a different place, or in a better place. But they spent, I think £1 million a lot for it, isn't it? Fucking hell. I'm on the V&A website now. Even their website is boring as fuck. Oh, they've got a restaurant, course they have, and all that food looks very wanky. If anybody's been to the V&A, get in touch. Was it exciting? What the fuck is in it? It's got a gift shop apparently. From everyday kitchen products to luxury knitwear. That sounds bollocks. Any bouncy balls, mate? See if you're a museum or an art gallery and you don't have novelty-sized pencils and a bouncy ball in your shop, then I don't even fucking want to know about your museum. Let's have a look at what's coming up. Scottish Design Galleries. Maeve Redmond has got an exhibition. Fucking yes! Free to get in. Should bloody hope so. And there's an installation called Soap Opera, which looks like a Johnny attached to a gas mask. I'm just saying what I see. I'm saying what I see, Mr. Chips. Fuck me, this looks boring. I have absolutely no interest in going to the V&A. But there you go. To answer your question, Paul, why have Dundee spent £1 million on it? I don't know, mate. I don't know. Maybe they had a spare million kicking about. Somebody's cousin was a builder. They went, listen, you fancy building a fucking museum? He's like, hey, £1 million, you're done. And they've built it. I don't know. It's like anything else. I mean, people don't get a say in these things. If we did have a say, probably nothing would get made. You know? It is a nice bit added to the front, Dundee. I hope it does attract places in. I hope that they start to look at these things and maybe think about what people would actually want to come along and see instead of trying to attract a certain type of person. Because I perform, I always take a tour show to Greenock, and I love Greenock. And I always go to the Beacon Arts Centre. And I go there because I've kind of built up a relationship with the staff over the last kind of 4 years, and I really like them. It's a very comfortable space, but that is another example of a venue that just does not give the local people what they want. You know, it's another thing that a lot of money was spent building it. Even more money has been spent by the council and the government trying to bail it out and keep it afloat. And I think a lot of these things are just built, I don't know if it's to keep up with the Joneses, man, or to try and appeal to someone. I don't know what it is, but I think a lot of them kind of fall short, you know, because they don't do, in my opinion, they just don't do enough to attract people in. I mean, there's a whole fucking load of other questions you're going to ask as to why people don't go to museums more, you know, especially if they are free, or what exhibitions are in there that could attract it. I don't know, man. Paul, you've asked a question that's leading to more questions, mate. But I'm supposed to answer it. I don't know why they spent that money in a shite museum. And your other question, I will be back in Dundee, mate. Right, Stephen Harry Wilson, the legend. Stephen Harry Wilson has got in touch, and he has asked through Facebook. Stephen's got in touch on Facebook. Search Scott Gibson Comedy. He's asked, what movies scared you as a kid? Now, I hate horror films. I hate them. I don't think they serve any purpose. I don't know why you would want to be scared. If it is frightening in the sense of it's a thriller, or it makes you question something in the world that you live in, and it's a bit, oh my god, that's a wee bit fucking terrifying, that's fine. But zombies and dead babies just jumping out on you, forget it. I went to see, is it The Grudge? I think it's The Grudge, and I'll just fucking Google this. When I was younger, right? And there was a whole load of us went to see this, man, like a group of guys and a group of girls. Now, this apparently came out according to fucking Google in 2004, right? Supernatural horror and a remake of the 2002 Japanese film Ju-On. Terrifying! So I went to see that, and shitting my pants in the cinema watching this fucking thing. And at one point, I think I went to go to the toilet, and then when I came back from the toilet, I obviously sat down in my seat again, and my jacket was kind of poking at the bottom of the chair, if you like, right? So if you can imagine, if you're sitting behind me in the cinema, you can see the bottom of my jacket hanging through my chair, just because the way I've got up and the seat's kind of closed, right? And my friend, Stephen Duff, who was sat behind me, grabbed my jacket at a particularly terrifying point in the film and proceeded to pull my jacket into the chair. Now, I'm not even going to pretend that I was a hard man. I fucking screamed like a little bitch. I honestly thought my jacket or my chair was eating me. That's what I thought. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not going to say like I flinched and then laughed and then punched him. No, I screamed like a tiny child. You know, like, my seat's eating me. Ah! Like I was fucking shitting my pants. And this is when you used to have ushers. I remember ushers in cinemas, and the guy came over with a fucking 2,000 watt flashlight. What's going on here? I'm like, my seat's eating me, mate. My fucking seat's eating my jacket. I had to leave the cinema, man. So flustered. And even now when I think about it, I'm looking at the poster now for The Grudge, and it's honestly, man, I've been triggered, Stevie. You fucking triggered me. This is bringing back memories, man. Oh. Released 2004. Film received mixed reviews. I mean, obviously. I shat my pants. Made $187 million, cost $10 million to make. It's a fucking decent return. Aye, that was one film that absolutely scared the shit out of me. And another one, it wasn't a remake of The Exorcist, but I think The Exorcist, they brought out another film that was like set before the original Exorcist. And I remember going to the cinema to see that, and then walked out. That's one of the only films that I've walked out of. I think it was about 20 minutes. There was a scene in it when a kid or a young boy is attacked and mauled by these dogs, and I remember sitting with my mate Campbell, and I was like, what the fuck are we watching? And it was just, I mean, that image is still in my mind. And then we walked out, I was like, that's too much. But The Grudge, mate, The Grudge is one of those films that will forever remain in my mind. I know a lot of people go, that isn't scary, but see anything with Wayne's in it. See when she lifts the cover up and the Wayne's underneath the duvet. Oh my fucking god! No way! I hate scary films. I hate it. Even now, 35-year-old, even the miss like, right, watch something scary. I'm like, fucking no, because I'm no sleep. So unless I've got a box set to catch up on and I'm doing an all-nighter, I am not watching a scary film. And there's nothing wrong. I don't get people that are, oh, I love horrors. What is missing in your life that makes you love a fucking horror movie? Oh, minging. So thanks for that, Stevie. Now I'm shitting myself sitting in the house alone. Fucking Doug better protect me. Right, Paul on Twitter, who's at Pablo_K17. Fucking what a name, Pablo _K17. What's that all about? He's asked, what's happening with your tattoos? Well, big man, I am glad you asked. We have got 3 parts of the sleeve. I have the next bit is designed by the wonderful Deborah Pow, and I'm just waiting on a date that I can go in and get the next bit added. I had it actually designed. Deborah, who's done all of my tattoos on my right arm so far. So I think I've decided I'm just going to keep going with Deborah and get everything done on the sleeve that I want, and then I'll get it filled in. And I'm going to start on the left arm. There is a few tattoos in Edinburgh that I quite like the look of. I'm going to start getting some smaller pieces done on the other arm, but I'm going to stick with this one with Deborah. So she has, again, designed an amazing piece. I gave her a couple of things that I wanted, and she's incorporated it into another wonderful design. I was meant to get it on the first week of August, right bang in the fringe, and then something come up to go and do a fucking radio thing, and I wasn't going to be able to get to it on time to my appointment, and I was gutted, man. And because she's in such demand, there has been no space, sadly, for me to get anything done. So I need to get a wee date booked in, but yeah, the design's sitting there, is ready to go. I just need to get a date to get it done. But if anybody is looking for tattoos to get done, Deborah Pow is, oh, she's amazing, man. The stuff she does is incredible. She used to work in a place in Edinburgh. She's now moved to Glasgow and has her own studio set up, I think, at the Barras at Bad. I think she's a space there. I have to get through and get booked in. But if anybody is looking for a tattoo, Deborah Pow is the woman for you. She's incredible. Get on Instagram. She's at Deborah Pow Tattoos. Deborah, D-B-O-R-A-H. Pow is P-O-W. At Deborah Pow Tattoos. Check her out, man. Her work is incredible. And yeah, so I'm going to continue on with the sleeve. As soon as I get a chance to get through and get a date, the next bit will be added. I might actually try and get to do a couple of wee things when I'm through. I think the next one's quite a sizable bit. Maybe flinging some wee stuff there. The problem is when you get tattoos, you just want more. You know, I'd love to be able to go in and just, I think even if I went into a place and paid the money and just went, right, fucking, let's just sit here for 12 hours and batter out as many as we can. Even after that, that's my concern, that once I finish the sleeve, I'll just want even more. And it's not about, like, I don't think that it's ever an addiction. I think it's when you find someone who, because there's a lot of people get shit tattoos, right? We know that. But I think when you find tattoo artists, and the emphasis is on the artist, the work they can do is fucking incredible, man. You know, some of the stuff they do is insane. And also, you're looking at the same stuff. I mean, I've got the tour manager right front and centre, so I don't mind looking at his wee face every day. The only thing is a bit, sometimes I even forget I got it. I've got the Duke, right, the Glasgow Duke, the fucking cone head on the kind of underside of my arm, and it's almost the full width of my arm. It's an absolute belter. And it means a lot because, again, it's a design that Deborah did that she took from my amazing missus. Has got a print on her Etsy store of the Duke, and I sent Yasmin's design to Deborah, and Deborah kind of reworked it so it would work as a tattoo. So that means a lot, but because of the position on the arm, I don't always see it, so every now and again I'll catch it like in a shop window or a mirror or something, and I remember it's there. But when you look at the same bits of your tattoos all the time, you maybe want more and more. So Paul, I am continuing with the sleeve, mate, and as soon as I get a date that works for me and Deborah has some space, I will be back in there to get some more stuff done. But if you're, like I say, if you're looking for a tattoo to get done, Deborah Pow, man, that is the way to go. That's the questions for this episode. Thanks to everyone who got in touch. The best way to do it, go to scottgibsoncomedy.co.uk. If you haven't already, join the mailing list. All the social media links are on there as well. Get in touch, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And if you've got a bigger question, there's a contact form on the page as well, so you can drop me a message. Thanks to everybody who got in touch, and we'll get some more of these out in the next episode. We are quickly coming to the end of another exciting episode, I'm sure you'll agree. So before we wrap things up, let's do some news from around the world. Play the jingle. Today's headlines. Scientists paint cows. Rats removed from van. Teeth extracted from boy. I mean, again, absolute top quality journalism being reported here on the Battlefield Show. Let's go to the first news item. Cows are being painted. I'll say this just now. It's in Japan. Those folk, they're crazy. They're crazy, the Japanese. They don't fuck about with their beef. These are the bastards that massage cows, innit, and feed them beer. You know, the old wagyu, getting a rub and a tug every night for the farmer. Painting cows to look like zebras has a surprising benefit. In that more are getting eaten by lions, I would imagine. Painting stripes on cows can be amusing. Is it? I don't know what Japanese TV is like. And it has a serious advantage for cattle and humans, according to a study in Japan. We shall read on. Scientists in Japan have discovered a clever way to reduce the need for using pesticides on livestock, and the evidence supporting it is pretty black and white. Oh, pretty black and white. Because they're zebras. Fuck it. Oi, oi! A study published in one scientist journal found that painting zebra-like stripes on cows scientifically reduces attacks by biting flies. What? Providing a means of defending livestock against flies without pesticide. How big are these biting flies that they're taking down a fucking cow? And why is painting... There's also a picture of this cow painted, and the paint is running. Like... It looks like the farmer's got his wane to draw stripes, and also it's actual stripes like a fucking St. Mirren shirt. If anybody's seen a zebra or a zebra, however you fucking say it, they've not got hoops. It's no black white hoops. Some cunts went, hey, fucking Yang Ting. I don't know any Japanese names. Stevie. I'm sick of these biting flies. Get in the shed. There's a tin of emulsion in there, right? Thin it down a bit. Get a paintbrush and go there and paint the cows. There's a fucking... One of these Japanese journals is saying the biting flies, they don't like zebras. They're not as tasty as beef. So get painted. What's a zebra look like, Dad? It's fucking, it looks like St. Mirren player, black and white hoops. The cow is just, oh, what a fucking mess. They've even painted his tail. They've got the hoops going different directions, and then it's all running into each other. Oh my god. The article goes on to say flies are less likely to land on black and white surfaces due to polarization of light, which impairs their perception according to the study. How do they know this? Researchers found that the zebra-painted cattle were bitten nearly 50% less than the solid black animals. Paint them fucking yellow then. Why is it got to be black and white? What about the mad sheep that sit on the road out towards Edinburgh or out towards Livingston that were all painted pink? Do that, fucking paint the cows pink, and they're still getting bitten. So it's not really making much of a difference. What a bullshit fucking news story this is. I mean, I deliberately look for some mad news stories rather than try to talk about Brexit, because fucking nobody really. I think we're all sick to the back teeth of hearing that shite now. But this is just a nonsense one. Japanese cows getting painted black and white. There you go. Japanese scientists also claim that in the future, I mean, they've not given a date, as most of these scientists do when it comes to this thing, you know. It must be quite easy to be a scientist. You can just say utter bullshit, and then when you're asked to reason your statement, you go, well, I'm actually a scientist. Oh, in that case. So this scientist says that in the future, cows will be the largest animal on land. Well, I mean, giraffe, hippo, fucking water buffalo. I mean, I've seen some big cows in my time. Oi, I've seen some big cows in my time. Are they implying that large animals will be extinct and the cow will continue on? I mean, if people keep eating fucking soya buttons and, you know, corn mince, might not be as many cows about. I'm going to say this is a bullshit news story that someone was struggling to get some items out on the day. But there you go, Japanese scientists. If any out there ever go to Japan and you see a black and white painted cow, not to be confused with a cow who is black and white, you understand. I imagine the old dairy cow is quite happy, unless there's something about the vertical stripe of the hoop that throws the fly off. I don't know. But if you're ever in Japan and you see somebody painting a cow, then take a picture. Fucking tag me in it. You know? Maybe it was a quiet day in the farm. Oh. Right, next news story. It's an odd one. Woman who was living in a van with 320 rats agrees to give them up. Thank God, Sandra. And what does it mean by that title? She was living in a van with 320 rats. As if that's implying the rats were in the van to start with. They put an advert out in Gumtree looking for a roommate. And someone was went, it can't be 320 rats. Maybe three. Somebody's leant on the keyboard, rocked up. She's seen the van. Oh, it's a van. How big's the van? They went, do you know what? I fucking love rats. I don't mind rats. Rats are alright. It's just when they appear in the street behind a bin, you shit yourself. Authorities in California. Obviously, it's America. I mean, where else would this fucking be? Authorities in California found the animals had clawed into upholstery, burrowed into seats, and gnawed the engine wiring. It's a rat, mate. What do you think rats are going to do? Do you think you're going to rock? Do you think if some woman phones an animal charity and says, "Listen, I need help. What's the problem, madam? How can we help you? I'm in a van. This is an animal charity. Well, I've got 320 rats in my van. Holy shit! Start the van, Davey. We've got a fucking call out. Do you think they're going to turn up to see the rats sitting in smoking jackets with pipes, watching reruns of Seinfeld or fucking Community, playing chess? Or do you think they're going to be burrowed into furniture? The woman who's living in a van, 320 rats, phoned the local charity asking for help Authorities in California found the animals including the upholstery, burrowed into seats, gnawed engine wiring in San Diego. The Union Turbine in San Diego reports the story. The unnamed woman, obviously she's unnamed, but I imagine if you live in San Diego, you're going to know the fucking woman in a van with 320 rats. Do you mind if we put your name in this story, Sandra? I'd rather not. I don't want people to know that I've allowed myself to fall into such a situation of disrepair. I think people are going to know you. Nobody's sitting down to read the old San Diego Union Tribune or Turbine, whatever the fuck it is, San Diego Bugle, on a Sunday morning. A cup of coffee and a glazed donut. And go, here, you look like Margaret. Some mad woman in a van with 320 rats. Who could that be? The fucking woman we know! Rats can give birth every 4 weeks and produce a dozen in a litter. Dirty bastards. An officer from the San Diego Humane Society visited the van, which was parked near a convenience store. Oh yeah, dirty bastard. And spoke to the woman on October the 8th. The animals had reportedly been seen coming and going. The animals had reportedly been seen coming and going for the van. Oh man. I'm just nipping out. I'm nipping out to the shops. I'm going to get a curly whirly and a Kit Kat. You's wanting anything? 260 rats going, get his fucking this, get his a bag of crisps. Oh, do you know what? Forget it. It's too much. I'm only one rat. Some cunt come with me. The animals had reported been seen coming and going. Oh, fuck me. As if there's two rats like stumbling back to the van at 4:30 in the morning going, oh, fuck. She's going to go off her nut, man. Curfew is 8:30. What time is it? It's fucking 4:30. You're joking. Oh. That is the last time I'm going down to the bins outside KFC, man. I'm fucking rattling. I'm at my nut, man. I'm on a sugar rush. Mate, we can't just get in the door. It's going to wake her up, man. She's a light sleeper. She's going to kick off. Right. Sneak in through the engine bay. Fucking young Tam's nod his way through the wires. There's a gap in there. Oh. Dan Cook, an agent in the charity's law enforcement. Imagine being law enforcement for an animal charity. What does that mean? A couple of dogs kicking off. Got them up in the animal court. Dan Cook said the woman acknowledged things had got out of hand. Oh! Jigsaw! She told the San Diego Bugle this was not a cruelty case. This was a relinquishment, an owner asking for help. So the rats were well treated. They all had wee beds, 320 Christmas stockings hanging up. 640 wee pair of slippers. Because obviously rats have got 2 sets of feet. Front and back. Would you put 4 slippers on a rat? I'll just get a wee pair. Walks upright. I don't know. She was feeding them all. They all had water. This didn't meet the standards of hold. It didn't meet the standards of holding. How many rats do you need to hold before you're holding? Authorities collected about 320 rats and more than 100 are now up for adoption. The woman has found a new place to stay. Oh, well, do you know what, Hen? I hope you get the rats back. Fuck me. Right, final news story. Surgeons remove more than 400 teeth from a boy in India. Why is all this weird medical shit always India? You know, cunts with like elephant seeds and the wee Swami guys that sit with like one arm in the air for like 50 years, so his arm's like a fucking scraggly bit of bread. Or the ones that wrap their bobby up, or, you know. It's just an odd part of the world, isn't it? We read on. A 7-year-old boy had long complained of having a swollen and aching jaw. Surgeons at the Savantha Dental College and Hospital in Chennai, India, operated and found 526 teeth crammed inside his mouth. Fuck an actual duck. The boy had a well-defined bag-like mass extracted from his jaw, which weighed 7 ounces, not that much, and contained hundreds of miniature teeth. Once it was removed, the medical team took 5 hours to meticulously search through and count them all. Well, it's a fucking slow day. Slow day in the hospital. Just dragged a bag of teeth out of cunt's face. Listen, give me a couple of hours. I'm going to sit here and go through them all, right? Lay them out nice for a wee Instagram post. It was reminiscent of pearls in an oyster, one doctor said. No, it isn't, because if you got one pearl in an oyster. You don't open up an oyster and find 526 tiny wee oysters, tiny wee pearls even. Hospital statement did not release the child's name. He was discharged after 3 days. Each tooth, which varied in size from 1mm, tiny, to 15mm, decent, displayed a crown covered by enamel with a root-like structure. Well, we know what a tooth is. Much money is he getting for that? 526 teeth. That's some pillar. You're going to need to stick them under. I can remember getting a bit older and obviously still being young because you still believe in the tooth fairy. And instead of sticking it under your pillow, my mum would say, leave it in the windowsill because your teeth are getting heavier. So it's easier for the tooth fairy to carry if she doesn't have to dig under your pillow. And I'm going, that's obviously because mum's having a couple of glasses of wine that night and she's going to come in and fucking wake you up, try to sneak a tooth out from under your pillow. There was no problems in the growth. Am I steaming? In the growth of the other teeth, his molar teeth were not affected. Blah blah blah. It will require no further surgery. The procedure does not require jaw reconstruction. Well, again, thank God for that. 526 teeth out your gut. I mean, if you're in this country and you're going private, that dentist is fucking rubbing his hands, going, you're getting billed per tooth. Thousands. Well, wee man, you've not been named in the article, but I hope that you are well and recover and you don't end up being dragged around some Indian circus as the fucking shark boy with 500 teeth in his gob. Another exciting edition of world news, I think you'll agree. So we've had Japanese scientists painting cows, woman in a van with 320 rats, and a young boy in India, 526 teeth removed from his mouth. We have come to the end of another episode. That's us, episode 3, wrapping this bad boy up. Thank you for listening. If you got in touch with the show, thank you for asking questions, sending your topics. If you do listen to the show, whether it be on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Acast, Stitcher, or on YouTube, please subscribe on whatever channel you get the podcast from. If you can go on SoundCloud and you can go on YouTube, please subscribe to the channels. That is where some extra content will be going up. And if you do have a question or you want to get in touch, scottgibsoncomedy.co.uk. All the links to my social medias are on there. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Send me your questions. And if it's a longer question or it's something you don't want to put online, there is a contact page on there as well that will come directly to me if you want to drop me a message. So please do that. Thank you for listening. Couple of things coming up. I am in Glasgow on the 3rd of November doing a new material night at the Classic Grand in the wee room. Limited tickets for that. It'll be me and another guest doing new material. I'll be doing about 50 minutes of new stuff. So if you'd like to come along to that, go on the website, scottgibsoncomedy.co.uk. Go to the gig tab and get your tickets for that. I am in Loch Winnoch, November 16th with the White Noise Tour. And I'm in Glasgow again on December the 1st at the Glee Club in Glasgow with the final outing of my new show White Noise for 2019. Now, if you are listening to this and you're on the mailing list, you should have received your email with your ticket link and discount code to the new show that's coming next year, 2020, at the Glasgow Comedy Festival. Get your tickets for that. Whatever's left from the mailing list will go in general sale on November 1st. But head over to the website, Get into those tickets, and I will hopefully see you on the battlefield soon. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe, like, share it with your friends. Let's build the followers. Thanks very much. I'll see you in the battlefield. Onwards!